From its founding to the present, your Communist Party has been a history of killing, corruption, and treason. You hypocrites and beasts outwardly serving the people, but in reality serving yourselves and the powerful. As a result, after Xi Jinping came to power, he went even further, promoting so-called common prosperity, only knowing how to rob the poor and give it to the rich. Private enterprises have been destroyed, and Jack Ma and Pony Ma have been thoroughly subdued.
私营企业都被你们整死了，马云、马化腾一个个被收拾得服服帖帖。
Recently, a video posted on TikTok by a young Chinese man went viral. He angrily denounced the CCP as a thug that slaughtered the people. He vehemently denounced CCP leader Xi Jinping as inhuman, a dictatorial demon, and he called for freedom and democracy. The video has at least 160,000 views and thousands of comments. Some netizens joke that his curses seem quite popular, expressing the sentiments of the Chinese people. This video, lasting over 7 minutes, in which a young man claiming to be Guo Xiaogui ranted, "Has Xi Jinping lost his mind? He has so much money right in front of him, yet he refuses to take it, insisting on closing the country off from the world." He added that even Deng Xiaoping knew to curry favor with the US and join the World Trade Organization, pretending to reform and open up. Xi Jinping, however, is a complete super idiot, going against the tide and dragging China into the abyss.
贪污腐败，屠杀人民。
You bunch of Communist Party thugs, corrupt, massacring people, monitoring ordinary citizens, running Xinjiang concentration camps, suppressing Hong Kong and Taiwan. During the pandemic, you concealed the truth. How many people died globally? Xi Jinping, you dictatorial demon, fat-headed tyrant, dreaming of being emperor your whole life, ruining the lives of 1.3 billion people. Your Communist Party is just a pile of dog shit, stinking to high heaven. Sooner or later you will be overthrown by the people and rolled into the dustbin of history. I, Guo Xiaogui, have long seen through you hypocrites and true beasts, and I'm exposing your dirty secrets. He said that the CCP has turned China into a giant prison, with 1.4 billion people under surveillance. They are the Gestapo in reality. The Wuhan virus leaked from a laboratory, killing millions of people worldwide, and yet they're still trying to shift the blame to the US. Xi Jinping thinks he's the second Mao Zedong. The old scoundrel Mao killed 80 million Chinese people. The CCP's suppression of the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests, its Belt and Road Initiative, is a scam. It bullies the Philippines and Vietnam. It's piracy. It enacted the Hong Kong National Security Law, arresting pro-democracy activists. You also persecute Falun Gong, illegally perform organ transplants, sell kidneys and livers. You all deserve to go to hell. Finally, he appealed. Friends, wake up. We want freedom. We want democracy. Xi Jinping, step down. The CCP dissolve. Only without the CCP can there be a new China. Take action, overthrow the Communist Party, and welcome the dawn of democracy. Netizens praised him, saying, "This brother is really brave," while some netizens cautioned, "The young man is telling the truth, well said, but if he's still inside the Great Firewall, it's too dangerous." Recently, another young man from Fushan City, Liaoning Province, publicly denounced the Communist Party and Xi Jinping. On March 5th, the young man from Fushan who identified himself as Sui Heng posted a video through the X account, "Making You Foolish," claiming that he was being persecuted by the Communist Party. He said, "I'm recording a video under my real name, cursing Xi Jinping and the CCP to perish. Only constant resistance will make them afraid of you. The more you kneel, the more the Communist Party will think you're easy to bully. I curse the Communist Party every day, and the party police station still calls me every few days to maintain stability." The account registration information shows, "My name is Sui Heng, a young man from Fushan, Northeast China, born in 1992. In late 2022, I participated in the White Paper Revolution and supported the Chinese democratization movement and resistance against the Communist Party. I was detained for 20 days by the Fushan police and have now fled to Thailand. Over the past few decades, the CCP has built a massive narrative machine through propaganda and violence, deceiving both the people and attempting to deceive the world. However, the halo of the so-called economic miracle is rapidly fading. Large numbers of young people are unemployed, middle-aged people are being laid off, and hardship is spreading across all social strata. When the pressures of reality truly fall on the shoulders of every ordinary person, the CCP's lies lose their power to deceive, and more Chinese people begin to recognize the CCP's evil. Today, China is on the eve of a tremendous change.
你们知道中年失业
Do you know how terrible it is to be unemployed in middle age? I'm 38 with a college diploma, a former manager at a bank earning $50,000 a year, and I've been unemployed for almost a year now. When things were good, I bought 3 condos, but now I'm a complete mortgage slave, still owing $290,000. Now, at my age, almost no company is willing to offer a job with a monthly salary of $3,000. If I can't find a job next week, I might have to deliver food or packages, at least to earn some living expenses. The blogger says he still can't understand why he went from being a so-called middle class to being unemployed overnight. Does he really have to sell his house and take his family back to his rural hometown to survive? After being unemployed for almost a year, my husband and I finally decided to start our own business by setting up a street stall. Many people have asked us what we plan to do. Actually, we hesitated before deciding whether to find a stable job or take the plunge and start our own business. My husband initially wanted to go back to Beijing to find work, but the market wasn't optimistic. Local jobs paid very little, only $440 a month, barely enough to live on. Opening a franchise store would require hundreds of thousands of yuan in startup capital. Ultimately, we decided to start with a street stall, low cost, low risk, at least to take the first step. Setting up a street stall isn't easy. Choosing products, finding a location, learning the skills, every step requires careful planning. The blogger said she received a large box of snacks from her older sister as soon as she woke up in the morning, all of which were her favorites. Later that evening, when she and her husband were getting ready to rest, her sister transferred another $2,900 to her. At that moment, she couldn't help but shed tears, suddenly realizing that her family had always been quietly caring for them. These past 2 days, they've been preparing to travel to another city to learn a new skill in preparation for their future street vending. She remarked with emotion that happiness is never just about wealth and material possessions, but also about mutual support within a family. Having someone by your side to grit your teeth and move forward even in the most difficult times. This blogger and her husband are both 40 years old, in the prime of the middle age, yet they were both laid off in Shenzhen, leaving their family of 4 suddenly unemployed. Our family has never had the habit of spending money extravagantly, and we never order takeout. We basically eat at home every meal. Our 2 kids only eat at home in the evenings. In the mornings and at lunchtimes, it's just my husband and me at home. Eating simple, doesn't cost much. In the evenings, when the kids are home, which is a crucial time for their growth, we cook more elaborate meals. Our daily food expenses are only around 50 or 60 yuan, with a balanced diet of meat and vegetables, rarely repeating. We don't seem to have any material desires. Before, when I got paid, I wanted to buy clothes and cosmetics, and I was happy doing so. But now, I don't want to buy anything, and even if I did, I won't feel happy. We save where we should and spend where we should. It's not that we don't spend money, but rather that we spend it on worthwhile things. Sisters, would you choose to live apart from your husband for the sake of earning more money? My husband has been unemployed for over a month. During dinner, we chatted and he said he had an interview for a high-paying job in Shenzhen and seemed quite positive about it. I jokingly said, "Go for it. Why not take it if the salary is high?" But what did he said? He said, "Even if the salary is high, I won't take it. I don't want to miss out on my daughter's growth, and I don't want you to face everything in life alone. Your working and taking care of the child are too hard. I'll find a job here eventually." When I heard that, my heart warmed. Yes, marriage should be about weathering storms together. The blogger said that although the salary in Wuhan is not as high as in Shenzhen, being together as a family is true life. Even with lower income, there's a warmth and security of everyday life. If you were in his shoes, would you choose to live apart from your family for the sake of earning more money? After my husband lost his job, I can tell he is extremely depressed. For a family like ours with no savings, suddenly losing income is a huge blow. Because of buying a home and doing the finishes a few years ago, we spent all our savings and even incurred some debt. Now, suddenly having no income, you can imagine the pressure he's under. But as your wife, I want to tell you that no matter what happens, I will always be by your side to support you. Everyone encounters setbacks. You must be strong. We can find another job. The blogger consoled her husband, saying, "We've been together for so many years, through so many ups and downs. I believe we can get through this too." The current economic climate isn't good, so don't worry too much and don't be too anxious. Keep it in your heart, although the pressure of the mortgage is there, it's not terrible. As long as we work together to find solutions, we can get through this hurdle. In front of my children and husband, I really feel like I'm living under someone else's roof. My hair suddenly turned so white in less than a month of being unemployed. When you don't have a job, when you don't have income, everything changes. What is most important for a woman? Work, family, husband, or children. I've been married for 20 years and I've worked for 20 years. I've never stopped for a single day, but when I stopped at this moment, I found that everything had changed. The blogger says that when a person has no income, their situation at home often becomes extremely sensitive. She doesn't even dare to eat a bite of food cooked at home. She doesn't dare to ask to buy anything, and doesn't dare to spend money easily, worried that her husband might be unhappy and say, "You haven't earned a penny, why are you spending money?" She said she had been unemployed for less than a month and already felt very depressed. Our family might be going to starve. My husband and I have been giving each other the cold shoulder for 2 days because of this. I didn't update the channel yesterday because I wasn't in the mood. The night before last, he came home and told me he really didn't want to work anymore and he didn't want his year-end bonus. I asked him what was wrong. He said the company was clearly forcing him to quit. He said that during a meeting the day before yesterday, the manager talked about recent projects and completely ignored my husband, asking a new colleague instead. The new colleague said my husband hadn't explained things clearly to him, so that he didn't really understand the project's progress either. This really angered my husband. He was completely sidelined. He was clearly the hardest worker, yet he got a reputation for not explaining things clearly. The blogger said her husband came home from work in a very low mood and, as soon as he walked in the door, told her he didn't want to work there anymore and didn't want to be treated badly at the company. It was obvious the boss wanted the new colleague to replace him. She felt sorry for her husband, but still advised him not to act impulsively because he hadn't found another job yet and couldn't just quit. Otherwise, how would they pay the mortgage? Her husband said, "You only care about money. You have no idea how much I'm suffering." The blogger said she understood his frustration, but being an adult isn't easy. Every decision should be made after careful consideration. You can't just do whatever you want. This blogger believes that it's best for couples not to work in the same place, as this can easily lead to conflict and is detrimental to family harmony and stability.
一个非常鲜活的例子，就是我亲弟弟。
This happened to someone I know, a very vivid example in my younger brother. He and his wife made some money in Guangdong, then returned to their hometown in Sichuan to open a shop in a small town. Due to poor management, they lost money. After a year, they still had 2 children to support, and then the couple argues, has conflicts, and is considering divorce. So, couples should never work or do business in the same place. Their ability to withstand risks is too small.
抗风险能力太小。
This year, I know 5 couples who got divorced, not because of relationship problems, but all because of financial issues. I was born in 1997, and this is almost my 6th year of marriage. My child will be 3 years old soon. I just realized that those marriages where the husband is very rich, the wife doesn't work, stays home full-time to take care of the child, and people call it the widowed-style marriage, are all nonsense. In real life, people in this situation not only don't divorce, but they also live very well. Those who truly can't make it work after marriage, arguing every 2 or 3 days, all because of insufficient funds. Car loans, mortgages, raising children, supporting the family, all sorts of trivial experiences add up, and even the strongest relationship won't be enough. These petty things will still affect it. Just like in the TV drama Naked Wedding Era, even the best relationships can succumb to reality. The blogger believes that over 90% of marital happiness depends on a solid financial foundation. She thinks most women who have entered marriage understand this. She advises her unmarried friends that if possible, it's best to have a certain level of financial stability before pursuing love. Because real life revolves around the necessities of daily life, with basic financial security, relationships tend to be more relaxed and stable.
我有一个朋友嫁得特别好。
I have a friend who married very well, and after getting married, she quit her job and stopped working. In the first year of her marriage, when she went out to eat together, she was always so happy. We, on the other hand, looked haggard, suffering from overtime every day. She talked about taking her cat to get a bath, giving her dog a new haircut, what she ate, what she did. She was just so happy. We were very envious of her, saying that marrying well is great, changing your social class and not having to work is so comfortable.
改变阶级也不用去上班，太舒服了。
The blogger said that after the second year of marriage, his friend confided to her that her husband had started expressing dissatisfaction with her from time to time, either complaining that the house wasn't clean enough or saying that the food wasn't to his liking. He even hinted that she should go back to work. She herself also felt that perhaps she should find a job. After all, if their relationship were to crack one day, she would at least have someone to rely on, preventing her from falling into utter helplessness.
兄弟们，大事不妙了。
Brothers, this is terrible news. My wife has lost her job. My wife was born in 1984. She's 41 this year, and I'm 43. She actually lost her job in early April. Before that, she worked as an accountant. In Foshan, she earned $1,240 a month, which was a very high salary. Now she can't even find a similar job.
真的，连一份相应的工作都找不到。
The blogger said that his wife went for a job interview recently, but immediately backed out when she heard the salary was only $660. However, in the blogger's opinion, if only the man in the family is earning money, such a structure is actually very fragile. A salary of $660 isn't high, but it's something to do for now. The job market is tough these days. Finding a stable job is already a blessing.
姐，婚后没有工作，老
Sister,
公会
will your
嫌弃你
husband
吗
look？down on
我
you
朋
if
友
you
法
don't
政
work
系统
after
工作的，
marriage? My
他给我
friend
说了
works
一
in
个
the
数据
legal
哈，
system, and she told me
全
some
职在
data.
家的
A
女性
huge
被
number
离
of
婚的
stay-at-home
超
moms
级
are
多。
divorced.
无
No
论你
matter
把
how well
饭
you
做
cook
得
or
多
how
好吃，
shiny you clean the
地板
floors,
擦
it's
得多
useless.
锃亮，
And after a
没用。
divorce, you might not even
而
get
且离了
custody of
婚，
the
自己
children,
辛
even
辛
if
苦
you
苦
work
带的
hard,
孩子的抚
because
养
you
权
don't
都
have a
得不
job
到，
and don't have the
因为你
means
没
to
有工
raise
作，
them,
不具
so
备
you're
养育
not
孩子的
given
条件，
custody.
孩子也不会给你。
That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.